Hello everyone, this is Guided Practice Operations with Fractions Part 2. Before I start, I'd like to give a shout out to Fernando Hinojosa and Christian Leva. They did a fantastic job during my tutorial. Christian was helping out Fernando, and Fernando was also helping out Christian. It made me a very happy teacher. You guys learned from each other. Thank you very much. Let's dive into this problem. So Mr. Corbett was eating some of Mr. Gallardo's famous carrot cake. Mr. Gallardo told Mr. Corbett that he had some leftover cakes, and he gave Mr. Corbett 4 cakes. So right there, I had edited this worksheet several times. I apologize. There should be another cake right here. I thought I checked everything. Okay, so there's 4 cakes here. Each cake was cut into 8ths, so like the previous video, let's go ahead and cut all these into 8ths. I'll do the 4ths first, so I'm cutting into quarters. It's kind of a lopsided one. And you know, it's okay to be neat here. If I went through this really fast, it would look rushed, and I don't think it would benefit you guys, so I'm taking somewhat of my time. Okay. Mr. Corbett ate 1/2 of the cakes, so we'll just go ahead right here. So 1/2 is 4 slices, so that's right here. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. I ate 1/2 or 4/8 of the cakes, 4/8 of one of the cakes, and later, and ate 3 slices the next day. How much cake was left over? Well, I ate this slice 1, 2, and 3, so I have 3 whole cakes here, and 1/8. This is 1/8 of that cake, and just to show you how we can, if I turn this into an improper fraction, I would multiply 3 times 8 and then add it to the 1, which would be 25/8. Let me just show you how that actually does work. Let's count up the cakes. Well, I know there's 8 here, so that's going to be 8/8. I'm not going to count every single one. It's going to take me too long. Here's 8/8. Here there's 8/8, and here there's just 1/8. So we've got 8 plus 8 is 16, plus another 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25. That's why we multiply the 3 times the 8, because there's 3 wholes, and 1 whole is 8/8. So 3 times 8, 3 wholes times the denominator 8 will give us 24, and add that to the 1 will be 25/8. So there are 25/8 slices, 25 slices left over. Left over is not one word. Okay, let's go to problem 2. This is going to be one of my shorter videos. Mr. Corbett was eating some of Mr. Gallardo's famous carrot cake. Mr. Gallardo told Mr. Corbett that he had some leftover cakes and gave Mr. Corbett 3 cakes. He cut them into 8ths. So go ahead in your work, make sure that you are neat, cutting them into 8ths. Please be neater than I am. It will help your understanding of the problems. Cut them into 8ths. Mr. Corbett ate 3/4 of the cakes. Well, 3/4, if I want to turn this into something over 8, I know that the 4, when multiplied by 2, gives me 8. So, if I multiply the 3 times 2, that's going to give me 6. So 6/8, that's going to be 6 slices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. And one thing you'll notice, I maybe should have started here, but this is 1/4. Kind of chopped it up in a weird way. But this is 1/4, or also 2/8. This is 1/4, which is also 2/8. And this is 1/4, which is also 2/8. So that's 3/4 of this pie. Now he divided the remaining amount of cakes among 3 friends. How many pieces of cake did each friend get? Well, if we want to divide it equally into 3 friends, so we've got a certain amount of cakes, and we want to divide it evenly between each friend. So the operation we're going to do is division, and we're going to divide it by 3. So let's figure out how many cakes we have, or how many slices we have. There's 8 over 8 here. There's 8 over 8 here. God, I'm really struggling with my 8s. 8 over 8 there, and there's 2 8s here. So that's, let's add all these fractions up. When we're just adding fractions, we just add the numerators. So that's 8, 16, and 2, which will give me 18 slices, 18 total, 18 eighths. And if I did want to just turn this into a mixed number, how many times does 8 go into 18? Well, that's 2. And what's the remainder? 2 eighths. I've got 2 cakes, 2 cakes and 2 slices. Interesting how math works. Okay, so we've got 18, that's just a side. Okay, we have 18 over 8, and we want to divide this by 3. Now, to divide this by 3, we can rewrite 3 as 3 over 1. Now, I know that this actually will turn into my rule for dividing fractions, 18 over 8 times, and then take the reciprocal of it, which is of 3 over 1, which is going to be 1/3. If you multiply something by 1/3, that's the same thing as dividing by 3. So now we multiply straight across, and it looks like it's going to be cut out on your screen. So 18 times 1 is 18, and then 8 times 3 is 24. Now let's just simplify this fraction. I just like to keep dividing by 2. I'm going to rewrite it a little bit over here on this side. 18 over 24 divided by 2 gives me 9, and 24 divided by 2 gives me 12. Well, I know that a common factor between 9 and 12 is going to be 3, so I'll divide by 3. If you wanted to divide by 6 here, that's absolutely fine as well, and that's going to be 3 over 4. So each friend gets 3/4 of a piece of pizza. Now, and 3/4, if I wanted to figure out how many slices that is, well, let's turn 3/4 into something, you can no longer see it, I'm sorry. I'm just going to erase it here because I ran out of room, but you can leave it on yours. 3/4, it's going to be something over 8. I know that the 4 is multiplied by 2 to get 8, so the 3 multiplied by will also be multiplied by 2, and that gives me 6/8. So each friend gets 6 slices of pizza. Now let's look at it a different way. I did purely theoretical and purely math. But if we count the number of slices, there are 8 here, and there's 8 here, so that's 16 total slices. And then there's 2 more, so that's 18 slices. And if we just divide the number 18 by 3, we get 6. So what this is saying is there's 18 eighths, but even if we had just done this, there's 18 slices. That gives me, 18 divided by 3 will give me 6. So there's another way to do it. Yeah, that's it. And happy working.